talks about order of operations. Now, if you recall, order of operations, you guys have always learned it as PEMDAS. I don't like the term PEMDAS for a couple of reasons. One, it implies that you need to do things in a specific order, which while there is a specific order, it leads you to believe that you have to go P, then E, then M, then D, then A, then S, which, if you recall, is not the case. The second reason why is because if you notice, I use a G, and the reason why is because P stands for parentheses, but as you can see from all of my different options here, there are more things than just parentheses. There are also brackets, a different kind of brackets, absolute value symbols, and the fraction bar. So therefore, because of that, I don't like to use PEMDAS. The second one, as you guys recall, is E for exponents. And then we go M and D together, which would be multiplication and division from left to right. And then finally, A and S, addition and subtraction, once again from left to right. Please make sure you do what comes first, not the M before the D or the A before the S necessarily. Let's take a look at some examples. So let's start with this first one. 3 plus the quantity 5 minus 2. You'll hear me use the phrase the quantity often in that it implies that what comes next is in parentheses. So first I like to underline what I'm going to use. We take 5 minus 2, so we get a 3 plus 3, which gives us 6. Let's look at the next one. This next one here is the absolute value of 5 minus 11, which is going to give us the absolute value of negative 6, minus the absolute value of 6 minus 3, which is the absolute value of 3, which, if you recall, absolute value of negative 6, as we learned in the first video, is 6 because it is 6 away from 0 on a number line, minus absolute value 3, which is 3. We take 6 minus 3 and we get 3. I do want to see you circling your answers as well, so please get in that habit. Now, I know we haven't dealt directly with exponents and with fractions yet, but we will, and you've seen them before. So if you recall, 2/3 squared is 2/3 times 2/3, which, if you think about it, that's the same thing as saying 2 squared divided by 3 squared, which would be a shortcut for doing this. So 2 squared is 4 and 3 squared is 9, giving us our solution. If we take a look at the next one here, we have 2 times 7 plus 4 all divided by 9 divided by 3. This implies like we have giant parentheses around these, because as we mentioned, this fraction bar here is a grouping symbol. So I'm going to work out the top first. 2 times 7 comes first, which is 14, plus 4, which is 18. And if you can do the work in your head, I'm okay with that. Please make sure, though, that you show what work you need to make sure you're not making any mistakes. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 18 divided by 3, because remember that fraction bar also means divide. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now we look at this last example here. You have a $20 bill, and you are going to buy a Blizzard for $4.25 and a Snickers for 80 cents. And then your friend will pay you back $5.50 that they borrowed. Finally, you're going to stop at Target and spend $15.75. So we need to set up an expression here. So we know that we start with $20. It says that we buy, which implies we subtract, and that was $4.25. And then we also bought a Snickers, so we're also going to subtract 80 cents. And then your friend's going to pay you back, which implies you add $5.50. And then you stop at Target and spend $15.75. So we're going to spend $15.75. So 20 minus 4.25, I know that 20 minus 4 is 16, minus another 75 cents. is $15.75. And then I'm going to subtract from that. Whoops, I apologize there. We subtract that 80 cents. And I know that if I take 75 cents away, I have 5 more cents, so it takes me to $14.95. So $14.95, then I'm going to add to that $5.50. And some of you, in case you haven't picked up on it yet, we are doing the addition now because it comes that way. We do addition and subtraction from left to right. Well, $14.95, 14 plus 5 is 19. Take 5 cents from this 50 cents and give it to the 95 cents. That means that we're up to $20.45. So then I take my $20.45 and I'm going to subtract from it $15.75. Well, I know 20 minus 15 is 5. And then 45, I can take 45 from that 75, and I'm down to $5 even instead of $5.45. And I have 30 cents more, so that takes me down to $4.70. What you need to do now is you need to go ahead and take a look at these 2 You Try It problems, complete them for class tomorrow, and have a good night.